The Fish, Mike Fisher reporting from Frisco. If this was a gambling site, a Cowboys NFL gambling site, you would have made a lot of money off me this week because we've had a pretty good week in terms of being able to say, I think that's going to happen. I think that guy's going to get hired. I think that guy's not going to get interviewed. The latest one that we're very proud of is we told you on Tuesday that Dan Campbell was the inside tracker to get the job with the Detroit Lions. That was on Tuesday. Here we are on Friday, and I've got NFL Network reporting exclusive. Dan Campbell got the inside track on the Detroit Lions job. Oh, well. We 20,000 of us here know what we did. And then that CowboysSI.com, like 500,000 people have read the story. So, that's good enough for me. Let's see if we can nail some more as it relates to what matters. The Dallas Cowboys, in their somewhat illustrious 61-year history, without this, have never, and then we can discuss will never go to a Super Bowl. What is this? What is this one thing? My buddy and I, back in our single days, used to talk to people. Oh, you got to just always know the one thing. You got to know the one thing. And then my friend would curl up his little finger. And so I'd curl my finger. You guys go for, I don't know why. No reason. You got to know that one thing. And then just as she or he or whatever was saying, what? And we'd walk away. We didn't get many dates that way, but we sure had fun. We later realized, wait a minute, walking away is funny, but she's probably not going to go out with you. You forgot her number. You walked away and you had your laughs, idiots. Dallas Cowboys history. All those Super Bowls. And in those Super Bowls, top 10 defenses. Here's the bad news about the last 25 years, and you already know a lot of it because around here, Super Bowl is the Cowboys' birthright. At least Cowboys Nation thinks that. But it'd be nice to dip your toe into it once every quarter of a century, wouldn't it? By the way, I am not the person who says, makes a big deal of Jerry sucks because he hasn't won a Super Bowl in 25 years. I think it's fair to go, yeah, but he's won 3 of them in 29 years. That counts, but I digress. I think we understand the point. Been a long time. It's been a drought. During the 25-year drought, guess how many times the Cowboys have had a top 10 defense? And then tell me if you think this is telling. Really? Only once out of every 5 years in the last quarter of a century do the Cowboys have a top 10 defense. Well, I wonder if that's important. Let's look at the Cowboys every year they've ever went to a Super Bowl. You can get more on this, by the way, at CowboysSI.com. Every year the Cowboys have been to a Super Bowl, they've done so with a top 10 defense in points allowed and in yardage allowed. Every time. Now, I recognize that I don't have like all the Chiefs stats in front of me or the Bills. I certainly recognize that there might be some people who have done it differently. It's a different era. You know what? Maybe in the comments below, if you guys would, let's talk about, are the Chiefs a top 10 defense? I don't know. Are the Saints? Are the Bills? I think the Packers probably are. And so here they've gotten this far. Is the team that falls out going to fall out because it doesn't have a top 10 defense? Let's talk about that and let's look for that as we get ready for the playoffs here, continuing this weekend. But for now, Cowboys, 1970. Points allowed, 4th in the league. Yards allowed, 4th in the league. Super Bowl. 1971, points allowed, 7th in the league. Yards allowed, 3rd in the league. Super Bowl. 1975, points allowed, 9th. Yards allowed, 5th. 1977, points allowed, 8th. Yards allowed, number 1. Super Bowl. 1978, 3rd and 2nd. Points allowed, 3rd in the league. Yards allowed, 2nd in the league. Listen, if you allow the 3rd fewest points and the 2nd fewest yards, you're probably really good as a team. And I don't know, I'm not saying, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I'm not saying offense is better than defense or more important than defense or vice versa. That's not the point today. The point is that this is important. And I wonder if the Cowboys, at different times in the last 25 years, have gotten away from this. 1978, 3rd and 2nd. 1992, 5th in points allowed, 1st in yards allowed. Super Bowl. 1993, 10th in yards allowed, but 2nd in points allowed. 1995, Super Bowl. 1995, 9th in yards allowed, 3rd in points allowed. Does this mean automatically that defense wins championships? It does not mean that. Does it mean that defense is more important than offense? It does not mean that. Here's what I think it means, again, pending us being able to say, well, yeah, but last year's Chiefs won the Super Bowl and they were 12th in which maybe they were. And I should also add, what if you're 11th? What if you're 11th and you finish 2 yards behind 10th? Oh, you're automatically not going to go to the Super Bowl? Of course, that's ridiculous. But that's a 60-year track record. The 8 Super Bowls and the 25 ensuing years, that's a lot of decades of football. That's not a small sample size. So it should make you wonder. It does make me wonder, and I wonder if it makes the Cowboys wonder. Quarterback is everything. There's no argument about that. I don't even understand the anti-Dak arguments. I don't know what more evidence you need that if you have Dak Prescott on your team, the star inflates. And if Dak Prescott is not on your team or gets hurt or maybe even isn't signed, the star deflates. Like those inflatable Santa Clauses that are on everybody's lawn right now. Dad, get out there and take that down, will you? Put it away. Put it in the attic. It's not Christmas anymore. By the way, take down your lights and your wreaths. It's not Christmas anymore. It's Valentine. It's time for Valentine's Day. Put up the hearts. I'm not saying quarterback's not important. Obviously it is. I'm not saying don't draft CeeDee Lamb. If you believe in best available athlete, then you draft CeeDee Lamb. He was the third, or between the third and the sixth best guy on your board. And he's available at 17. There's no argument there. I'm not saying don't build an offensive line and invest in it. Cowboys have certainly done that, and they've nailed a lot of those guys. This franchise done pretty well in that department. Connor Williams is an NFL starter and might be the biggest mistake they've made in the offensive line in some time. And I mean that in the nicest way. I mean, he's an NFL starter. It's all important. We're going to talk more about the Florida tight end Pitts. I mentioned it the other day. If he's there at 10, well, I don't need a tight end. I know, but he's going to go to 8 Pro Bowls? You need that. But defense. I think this team has spent a lot of money and invested a lot of picks and invested a lot of time in offense. And I think they've thought, yeah, we can just put Joe back there at safety. And we'll put Joe at the one technique at defensive tackle. And we'll use Bob over here at the other linebacker. And it's not good enough. It's not Super Bowl good enough. There's a salary cap now. You only get 53 spots. You can't have 53 Pro Bowlers. You can't have 53 All-Stars. We all acknowledge that. But the Cowboys better find a way to balance their assets, to not take for granted, well, we're going to score so many points that we don't need a safety. Well, we're going to score so many points that the other team won't run because we'll be so far ahead, so we don't need a one technique defensive tackle. We'll just put Joe at linebacker. He'll be 25 years says that doesn't work, and 8 Super Bowls says it doesn't work, and the Dallas Cowboys history says you better be a top 10 defense or you ain't got nothing. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned. We'll have stuff all through the weekend on the NFL playoffs, of course, the coaching carousel, Cowboys and beyond. And yes, I do believe we'll probably nail some more NFL coaching predictions. Fish out.